Do you ever feel like your hard-earned cash is slipping through your fingers? Well, it's not just you. It's actually inflation, the silent wealth assassin. While you're grinding away, inflation is busy eroding your financial future. But don't panic. I've got the inside scoop on how to outsmart this sneaky wealth killer. So let's dive in. Today, we're tackling inflation, the stealth tax that's eating away at your money. It's like a leak in your wealth bucket, slowly draining your purchasing power. But here's the kicker: most people don't even realize it's happening. So let's break down this wealth eroding beast and how it impacts your finances. So today I'll take you to inflation is a wealth killer. So here are some strategies to overcome it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our video updates. Plus, it helps us spread the Thrive Wise love to help more people thrive wisely. Now, let's begin. Picture this. You've been saving like a boss, stashing away cash for that dream vacation, new ride, or early retirement. But while you're busy adulting, inflation's out there partying with your money. Here's the deal. As prices climb, your money's buying power takes a nosedive. That $100 bill in your wallet, in just a few years, it might only buy you $90 worth of goods. Talk about a bummer. But it gets worse. Your savings account? It's probably earning peanuts in interest, way below the inflation rate. So even though your balance is growing, your actual wealth is shrinking. Is your mind blown yet? How about investments? Oh boy, they're not immune either. If your returns aren't outpacing inflation, you're essentially running on a financial treadmill. Lots of effort, but not really getting anywhere. And the real kicker is inflation doesn't play fair. It hits harder on everyday essentials like food, housing, and healthcare. So while your paycheck might be inching up, your cost of living is sprinting ahead. The bottom line is, if you're not actively fighting inflation, you're letting your financial future slip away. But don't sweat it. I've got your back with some killer strategies to turn the tables on this wealth-draining menace. Alright, let's dive into the juicy stuff. How to punch inflation right in the face and keep your wealth growing. So buckle up, because we're about to go on a wild ride through the world of inflation-beating strategies. Let's start off with number 1. Invest in stocks. First up, we've got stocks. Think of the stock market like a theme park roller coaster. It's got its ups and downs, but over time, it tends to climb higher. Historically, stocks have outpaced inflation by a pretty sweet margin. Fun fact, the S&P 500 has averaged about 10% annual returns over the long haul. Compare that to inflation, which has averaged around 3% annually. It's like your money is running a race, and stocks are Usain Bolt, while inflation is that guy who pulled a hamstring in gym class. But remember, picking individual stocks is like trying to predict which raindrop will hit the ground first. For most of us mere mortals, index funds are the way to go. They're like buying a slice of the entire economy. Diversification on steroids. Number 2. Real estate. Next up, we've got real estate. It's like Monopoly, but with actual money. Property values tend to appreciate over time, often outpacing inflation. Plus, if you're renting it out, you've got a steady income stream that can adjust with inflation. Here's something to keep your mind going. Imagine inflation is a rising tide. While other investments might be treading water, real estate is like a boat that rises with the tide. And if you're clever about it, you can turn that boat into a luxury yacht. But let's keep it real. Being a landlord isn't all passive income and property appreciation. It's also clogged toilets at 2 a.m. and tenants who think rent is optional. So if you're not up for that, REITs or real estate investment trusts might be your jam. It's like being a landlord minus the 3 a.m. calls about leaky faucets. Number 3. Tips. Now let's talk about TIPS, or Treasury Inflation Protected Securities. These bad boys are like the government's way of saying, we've got you, when it comes to inflation. Here's how they work. The principal increases with inflation and decreases with deflation, as measured by the Consumer Price Index. When TIPS mature, you get the adjusted principal or original principal, whichever is greater. It's like having a financial bodyguard that grows bigger every time inflation tries to pick a fight with your money. Not the most exciting investment, but hey, sometimes boring is beautiful. Number 4. Commodities. Commodities are things like gold, oil, wheat, the stuff that makes the world go round. They can be a great hedge against inflation because as the value of currency goes down, the price of commodities often goes up. Think of it this way. If the dollar turns into monopoly money, you'd still be sitting pretty with your barrel full of oil or chunk of gold. It's like being the guy who hoarded toilet paper at the start of the pandemic. Except you're actually smart and not just paranoid. But fair warning, the commodities market can be more volatile than a teenager's mood. It's not for the faint of heart. Number 5. Skills and education. Here's a wild idea. Invest in yourself. Upgrading your skills or education can lead to higher income, helping you outpace inflation. It's like turning yourself into a souped-up wealth-generating machine. While inflation is trying to nibble away at your wealth, you're busy turbocharging your earning potential. Take that, inflation! Number 6. Side hustles. In today's gig economy, side hustles are hotter than a fresh TikTok dance. Whether it's freelancing, dropshipping, or selling artisanal bread oils on Etsy, diversifying your income streams is a great way to stay ahead of inflation. Think of it like this. If inflation is a hungry monster trying to eat away at your wealth, multiple income streams is like throwing it into a food coma. The more you feed it, the less it can focus on devouring your main income. Number 7. Bonds. Bonds are like the Clark Kent of the investment world. They look boring, but they've got superpowers when it comes to fighting inflation. These savings bonds are backed by the US government and offer a fixed rate plus an inflation-adjusted rate. It's like having a savings account that does push-ups every time inflation flexes its muscles. And the best part is that the interest is exempt from state and local taxes. Uncle Sam's giving you a high five and a tax break. Number 8. Cryptocurrency. Now let's venture into the untamed frontier of crypto. Some folks swear it's the ultimate inflation hedge, while others think it's digital snake oil. The truth, it's probably somewhere in between. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are like the rebellious teenagers of the financial world. They're volatile, unpredictable, but with the potential to change everything. Just remember, investing in crypto can be like trying to ride a bull on a rodeo. It's thrilling, but you might end up face down in the dirt. Number 9. Paying down debt. Here's a mind bender for you. Paying down high interest debt is actually a form of investment. How? Well, if you're paying 20% interest on a credit card, paying that off is like getting a guaranteed 20% return on your money. Show me a stock that can promise that. It's like playing defense and offense at the same time. You're protecting your wealth from the interest rate monster while freeing up future income to invest. Boom! Financial ninja move right there. If you're not convinced with these strategies, how about we dive into some real-life inflation-busting success stories that will blow your mind? Take Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha himself. This guy's been outfoxing inflation for decades. How? By investing in companies with strong quote-unquote economic moats. Advantages that keep competitors at bay and allow for price increases above inflation. Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has turned every $100 invested in 1965 to over $2.7 million today. Talk about making inflation your personal punching bag. Or consider Ray Dalio, founder of Bridgewater Associates. This hedge fund wizard has been preaching about the importance of inflation-adjusted returns for years. His all-weather portfolio strategy, designed to perform in any economic environment, has consistently beaten inflation by diversifying across uncorrelated assets. And let's not forget about the power of real estate. Donald Bren, chairman of the Irvine Company, built a $15.3 billion fortune primarily through property investments. By focusing on high-quality properties in growing markets, Bren's wealth has not just kept pace with inflation, it's left it in the dust. These financial titans didn't just react to inflation. They anticipated it, planned for it, and turned it into an opportunity. Now that's what I call financial judo. So to recap our inflation-busting arsenal, we've got stocks, real estate, tips, commodities, self-investment, side hustles, bonds, crypto for the brave, and debt elimination. All you need to remember is that beating inflation isn't about one big move. It's about a series of smart strategies working together. Stay proactive, stay diversified, and stay wealthy. Also, what's your go-to inflation beating strategy? Share your financial superhero move in the comments below. Who knows? You might just save someone's financial future. And well, that's basically inflation is a wealth killer. So here are some strategies to overcome it. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video. And hey, it seems that YouTube thinks that the next video can completely transform your financial situation. Watch it to find out whether they're correct. And please don't forget to click the subscribe button to see more videos on how to thrive wisely. Till next time.